when you know yourself, when you're going into stressful places, you're going into a busy season, knowing how you operate gives you freedom to operate how you operate. That's why we love this. Again, it's not a perfect thing. It's a theory on personality, and it's really worked for us. Well, hey friends, welcome back to the podcast. This is our Enneagram edition. Again, we love these episodes. What is the reason why we do these episodes? Well, we really believe in the Enneagram. Mm-hmm. It's helped our marriage a lot. And just to be clear how we feel about the Enneagram is just a tool. It's a tool that we use to identify personality, to help each other know each other. So we've really adopted it, and we continue to have these episodes because we feel that it's most impactful in your relationship. So if this is your first time, glad you're here. Hang on, because the whole point is to listen to the episode and see if you can find you and your spouse, and then the things that we're talking about help you relate and help you converse and love each other.
I think it helps open up communication with each other.
Absolutely.
It helps with conflict resolution because one type might need to hear something over another type. Mm-hmm. And so I think it just helps conflict resolution. It helps to know maybe how your spouse is going to, respond to stress in a certain situation. Like this week, we're going to be talking about the holidays and how each Enneagram relates to the holidays. And I think that it's so valuable because you're going to notice that in your spouse's type, there might be some things on how they respond to stress during the holidays that might help cue you in of being like, oh, wow, I think they're under a lot of stress right now.
This is happening in them. And so it kind of gives you almost like an internal, I don't know, it's almost like x-ray vision a little bit to kind of see what's going on without even hearing necessarily the thing that's going on. You can sense it because of the way they're acting or kind of stuff like that. So again, it's a tool. We are of faith. And so our anchor, we're not saying that this is the way. We're just simply saying this is a tool that you can use to better your marriage. And so that's why we do this. And so we're doing the holidays. And so the holidays are super stressful, right? The holidays are a time that we all get triggered because when you think holidays, what it is the holidays equal beauty plus stress, right? That's what's happening. And every personality type responds differently. There's the expectations of the holidays, there's the family dynamics, there's travel, there's the pace of it all, and just the overall pressure of the holiday season is what it brings. It just weighs a lot down. Now it's a lot of joy, but it's reality. There's a lot happening because it disrupts. Thank you. It disrupts your rhythm of life.
Yeah.
It's this whole other thing. And so during the holiday season, understanding your spouse's Enneagram type helps you to love them intentionally, not accidentally, especially in these very difficult and demanding seasons.
Yeah, I think one of the hard things is that the holidays amplify kind of whatever your natural kind of core motivations are. They kind of get exasperated. Is that
exaggerated?
Exaggerated. That's the word.
Both work.
No, that's the word that I was looking for.
Okay. You got one for me and I got one for you.
Right, there we go. Right. So it's and what those core motivations are is they're the core fears, your core desires, your core weaknesses, and your core longings. And so I think those things just kind of go oof because you're busy hosting, shopping, cooking. We just looked ahead on our schedule, and every single weekend we're busy with doing something. And it's to me, that's really overwhelming.
Same.
Even though I'm an Enneagram 7, which I again think is so valuable to know, because even in my type, typically the holidays would be something that would really give me life because I like like the busy normally, and I like all the activities. I like the fun. I like the excitement and the joy of the holidays. But what's happened is over the years, it's like it does get overwhelming to me now. And so it's just really helpful to know the core motivations, I think, are the kind of like key factors that if you don't want to dive super deep into the Enneagram, the core motivations, if you just stay focused on those, it can really give you insight into yourself and into your spouse. Because they're like kind of like the inner drivers of the heart of each Enneagram type. And they really like explain why we think, feel, react, do, respond, relate in the ways that we do. It's almost like it's like the engine underneath the hood.
Totally. Yeah,
it's like not the behaviors on the surface, because that's where the difference between the Enneagram and a personality assessment is the Enneagram is the motivations on what drives you to do what you're doing. It's not just how you do things. So two people can do the exact same thing
as we do
for completely two different reasons.
Absolutely true.
And so it's like we experience life and we see life in two different ways, even though we could be doing the exact same thing, because it's the motivations and it's the responses, it's the internal things. And that's why it's so hard to type other people and to say, oh yeah, you're this type.
Just based on external behavior.
Right. Because you don't actually know how they're processing the information and how they're kind of responding internally. They may be even, like fixing themselves on the outside to not say certain things, but how they're truly feeling might be one way, and what they're responding in is a different way, because they've learned that, oh, people want this out of me.
Yeah.
So it's really, I love the Enneagram because it's all about the heart and it's all about the motivations.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just remember the Enneagram and the goals of this episode is not to fix your spouse.
Wait, what?
But it's to help you really understand the lens in which they're seeing the world, especially through the holidays. I think that's a really key factor in this. And so grace is a gift that you give each other when the season gets really heavy. So just remember that grace is the gift. Like, so just give lots of grace during the holidays.
Absolutely. All right. I say we jump in.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, here we go. Type 1. Remember, type 1, you are the principled reformer. So how we're going to go through this is we're going to kind of give you some things of how you would operate during the holidays, and then some stress, and then kind of how the spouse can kind of help along as well. So for the one, you're going to operate in such a way, you're going to desire to do the holidays right. Right?
Like just right.
Yeah, they got to be right. There's got to be perfect meals, the clean spaces, the schedules, the traditions all have to be right, but right in how you think they're right.
Yeah, I'm overwhelmed just already.
Yeah, honestly, right? You're going to feel pressure to uphold standards. You're going to want to host well. You're going to maintain order. I know this. I'm a 1. I feel those things. And then you often will carry the invisible weight of holiday responsibility. And so that's absolutely a very heavy thing as a 1. That's your natural. It's your natural place as you process as you go through and operate in the holidays.
Yeah. And so some of the holiday stress signs, so this would be really good for if you're a spouse of a 1. So that would be me. So these are the things that I'm going to be watching for in him. And these are also just like kind of like cues for me to either intervene and try to relieve some of the stress, or for me to be praying for my husband, or for me to be like having a conversation of like, let's talk about like, oh, what's going on right now. So some of the stress signs for a type 1 is going to be like a tightness, like an irritability, like frustration when others don't help, or like they cut the corners, like, oof, like don't cut corners around a type 1, because they will call you out on it. And then they're also going to like respond sometimes like in resentment from like the over functioning. So it's like they can like start overthinking things and they can start over processing like information and just like, oh, like should this be done this way? Or they can be super self-critical. So how you can support your spouse in this season is help them to identify what's truly like essential and necessary in this season.
So good.
And really like encourage them, like that you don't have to hold it all together. Like, wouldn't that be like such a relief to you? Yes. And it all doesn't depend on you. Like, you don't have to make everything right in order for it to be right.
Yeah.
And it's like, we can also like help by taking tasks off their plate. So, especially without being asked. And, we can create those like small pockets for like rest or play, because I think that, so one of the health arrows for a type 1 is that they actually go to a type 7. So creating those like little places for them to play and let loose is actually really healthy for a type 1.
So for our type 1s, here's the encouragement. We always like to end with encouragement when we're kind of after we've given you everything. And this is it for you, type 1. You don't have to earn a good holiday. You're allowed to enjoy it, not just manage it. So ones, pay attention, because that is a good encouragement.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. All right. So those type 2s, the natural supporter. So
the nurturing supporter.
Oh gosh, what did I say?
Natural supporter,
which is actually
that
true
works
also.
too. I mean, that's absolutely true.
It's so true.
Yeah.
And so how you're going to operate during the holidays is you're going to pour yourself into that serving. So you're going to be into like the cooking, the gifting, the hosting, the connecting. You're probably going to have like the matching wrapping paper that corresponds with like the gift tags and everything, because everything wants to be like really like heartfelt and really like the reason that you overdo some of those things is because it's your heart to love through that.
Yep.
And so you're also going to start feeling responsible for everyone else's emotional experience. And so you're really going to take it upon yourself to create that like emotional like safety, and it can be kind of overwhelming for you at times. And so you can also tend to refuse to rest. And I mean, the type 2 is always having a difficult time voicing your own needs.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true, because they're constantly going, and it's hard for them to not do that just because it's so natural for them.
Yeah, because their eyes are so focused on everyone else that very rarely are they focused inward enough to actually vocalize what they need or what they want. It might, like in unhealth, they can be too internally focused, that it's like, oh, well, they're not doing this, they're not doing that, but they have a really hard time vocalizing like, oh, I need this. Or if you would do this for me, like that would really be something great. Like, you rarely hear a type 2 unless they're like in extreme health, like actually voice their own needs.
That's good. That's great insight. So the stress signs. And so this is going to be for you, the 2, or a spouse of a 2, being on the lookout for these. This is going to be overextending, burnout, feeling unappreciated, which is a big deal for a 2.
Yep.
It's a big deal. And they are hurt when others don't recognize their efforts. And it is interesting for the 2, because it's almost like they don't know that that's the reason why they're serving in certain capacities, that they need to be recognized, though they would never say that they need to be recognized.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can be like looked at as like a source of manipulation. Like in extreme unhealth, it can be a little bit of that. And so really for those type 2s, like really watch your motivations in, why am I serving right now? Am I wanting praise? Am I wanting, accolades? Am I wanting their approval? Am I trying to earn their friendship, or am I trying to earn their respect or their likes, or all of those things? Because that's really like the Enneagram is that motivation. Like that's like what is motivating you to serve. In extreme health, it's purely because you just love people.
Because that's going to give the 2 the indication that, okay, I'm now operating in a stress pathway.
Exactly.
And so that's what we love about the Enneagram. You can, once you start knowing your type, you can then go, oh, I'm feeling this way. That means this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like we were just out at the desert, and they had just redone the roads to put new bumper ripple strips,
The rumble strips
on the road, and we were camped way off the road, but from where we were even camped, you could hear the cars getting off track.
Yep.
That's how the Enneagram is. And in this example, 100%, if all of a sudden your motivations as a type 2 are starting to be, I want their approval, I want their friendship, I want them to like me, I want them to love me, or they're not doing this for me, then that's your rumble strip. You know that it's like, oh, I'm actually in stress. I'm feeling underappreciated. I need to learn how to voice my cares and my concerns and my desires in a more healthy manner, because that's what we want to walk in health.
Absolutely. And so what's good to know about this too is that even though there's specific stress points for the 2, the concept is the same for all types.
Exactly.
All types have a stress. And
Yes.
so once you start knowing your stress points, I want to make sure that if you're new to the Enneagram, it's not just the 2
Right.
There's a concept for all types that have that stress, that when you start to feel that stress point of your type, you now are given information to yourself going, okay, looks like maybe I'm kind of going down that road. So
Quickly course correct and move on.
Yeah. And it's great. Just keep going forward.
Yeah.
So spouses. So you're the spouse of the 2. You're going to want to check in frequently with your spouse, with your 2, right? What do you need today? Those are great questions. Not what do we need? It's what do you need today, right? Other ways are give them permission to receive. That's interesting for a server. Give them permission. They're always doing for others. Let them know it's okay to receive. And then in some areas, it's you take the lead on the emotional labor, initiating plans, invites, or tasks. That'll be really supportive to your number 2 spouse. And then offer sincere. This is a great. Offer sincere gratitude and practical help. That is going to speak very loudly to the 2.
Mm-hmm. And if you have an opportunity to encourage the type 2, remember that they want to hear that you are loved for who you are, not for what you do for others, especially during the holidays.
Here at 2s, we're going to say it every week.
Yep, it's
Here
true.
At 2s. Well, we move on to the type 3, which is the admirable achiever. Here's our achievers. This is how you as a type 3, this is how you're going to operate during the holidays likely. You're going to want the season to be memorable. You're going to want it to be productive. You're going to want it to be successful. You're going to often plan big and push hard to make it the best yet, the best thing ever. And you're going to struggle to slow down and actually be present in the season, which is difficult when you're in a season that's all about being in the season and being with family and taking it all in.
Yeah. I kind of feel like a type 7 should be best friends with a type 3 so that they can plan and like make the season just perfect and really awesome. So for those that are the type 3, your holiday stress signs are going to be like treating the holidays like a performance.
Yeah.
Like just making it like perfect and putting on your best like show. You can also like really begin to like overwork and like people pleasing, like extended family. You can juggle too much because remember, it's all about you hitting that like
the
peak.
Best ever.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so oftentimes like for a type 3, it can also start feeling as though it's like you're an actor on stage as opposed to being like rooted in the season. So especially if you're a type 3 in your faith and you're like faith-based, I would say like really yoking into like a devotional or something to keep you grounded away from like the performance point of the holidays and really
center yourself
and having that kind of like more slow paced and like maybe like for the spouses, like a way that you can support them is like plan like a plan free evening, especially during the holidays. Like maybe just like jump in the car and like get some hot cocoa and go look at Christmas lights or something like that. It can help kind of just like relieve that tension that you feel.
That's great.
And also for the spouses, the way that you can support is really just like praise them for who they are, not what they're accomplishing or not like if they like put like the best Christmas lights on the house, and like you have the house on the block that's just like dialed.
We know that house. Like,
yeah.
Everybody knows
they're
the
probably
house.
a type 3.
Absolutely.
But as a spouse, you can say like, wow, like your attention to detail is so incredible. And I love how you did like this aspect because it really shows your creativity.
That's good.
So it's like you're really exhorting them in who they are, not just like, oh, I love our house. It's so great. It's the best on the block, because that's just feeding into that whole accomplishment and achiever.
Great insight.
And so also just like gently redirect them into like that authenticity over like their image. And so again, that's kind of where I'm saying like get really grounded and rooted in the season, and don't forget the purpose behind the season also.
That's great. No, absolutely. So an encouragement to our type 3s is that your worth this season is not tied to how perfect the holidays appear. So if you're a spouse of a 3, tell them that. If you are the 3, hear that. Your worth is this season is not tied to how perfect it is and how they appear. So be encouraged in that.
I love that.
Yeah.
So, okay. So now our type 4s, which are the individualists.
The special ones, the ones that want to be special. Sorry.
And
you are special.
No, and it's like I love the type 4 because they're really gonna long for that meaningful connection.
Absolutely.
And like it's not just like creating like these like moments that are superficial. It's like they need to be rich with meaning and moments, and just like it's going to be like an experience, but it's not just like, oh, let's just decorate cookies. It's like, do you know what this cookie represents? And they're going to have like this whole like story that goes so that it's like the cookies like are having some deep meaning rooted in Christmas.
Yeah. And it's truly pure. They're not
I love it.
I mean, it is rooted in genuine authenticity. Like this is because they want that true rooted down meaning, rich with soil.
Yes,
right?
100%. Yeah. And so like they're also really sensitive to the traditions, and they could also like not like feel as though certain like traditions are like special enough. So they love traditions, but they've got to be like unique and special. And they're also really nostalgic.
Yeah.
And like holidays can stir up like a lot of like old longings, and it can kind of like be an emotional time for them. So be attentive to like your spouse if they are a type 4 in this season. And I would also say that one of the cool resources that you could maybe do if you are a spouse of a type 4 is get them one of those books that talk about like what are all the special meanings behind like the Christmas tree and the star and like lights, and because all of those things are actually rooted in deep tradition, and that could be a really great gift for your type 4.
Brilliant gift. Who knows? We were giving gift suggestions today.
Oh, as they come, I'm just going to pop them out.
No, you're welcome, everyone. All right, 4. So here's your stress. So keep on the lookout for these during the holidays. So you may be feeling misunderstood, overlooked, or even emotionally alone in all of this chaos. And then also comparing your reality to an idealized version, not really being satisfied with what's here, but looking at something different. That's definitely a stress, a signal that you need to pay attention to. And if you're a spouse of a 4, this is how you can support them. You can create small traditions that honor, this is the big key, that honor the meaning and emotion, right? It needs to be connected in a deep way for it to really meet that desire of the 4. And so you'll want to validate their feelings without trying to fix them. Many times with a 4, if you're not a 4 and you don't understand the depth of feeling, you're wanting to change that. Like, calm down. No, it's fine. We don't need it. This is good enough. And this is where we're good. That's not what this is about. You need to validate that is good. Your feelings are valid, and that is all good. So another way also to support them is offer consistent presence and reassurance. That's really important to a 4. And so if you can provide those as a spouse, you're really being a great support to your spouse.
And I would say too that another tip for a spouse of a type 4 is use chat to your advantage. Like you can actually ask them, like, what is a meaningful date that I could do for my spouse, that has depth and, tradition, especially during the holidays. Like there's so many good resources on the web now that it's like there's no excuse on not to be able to meet your spouse in their love language, in their Enneagram type, in any way.
Yeah, it's true.
So for those type 4s, you are seen, you are valued, your depth brings beauty to this season.
Gosh, that's so true.
Listen to the type 4s when they have like insight and they have that like fact on the traditions, like listen to them and hear their heart in it, because that's really the heartbeat of a type 4 is their heart.
Yeah, wonderful.
I love it.
Type 4s love you. On to the type 5, you are the investigator. You're the one with the microscope, and you are looking for all the things. And so how you're going to operate here during the holidays is you're going to need alone time, and that's okay. Even in busy seasons, you're going to absolutely need that alone time, and that's good for you. You can maybe feel overwhelmed by the noise, the crowds, the hosting, or the nonstop togetherness. That's a big deal, right? Yep. And you're going to prefer simplicity and predictable structure. That's going to be something that's very comforting for you. And it's also to remember that this is just how you operate. These things aren't bad. What these things are to do is to indicate to you that this could be on the way. When you know yourself, when you're going into stressful places, you're going into a busy season, knowing how you operate gives you freedom to operate how you operate. That's why we love this. Again, it's not a perfect thing. It's just, it's a theory on personality, and it's really worked for us. And we know you can find yourself in it. So these are all good things there to help you.
It's a tool to help let go and find a little bit of freedom.
Yes.
So for those type 5s, your holiday stress signs are going to be, kind of like what we keep talking about. You have that battery. So you're going to be retreating. You're going to be withdrawing. You're going to, have that tendency to shut down in, public situations. When you're having the family over, you're going to feel drained. And sometimes especially with extended family, you could actually feel kind of like invaded on, because remember, you're trying to protect your energy source at all costs. So if you're a spouse of a type,
I would also say about the 5, especially if you're in a family gathering, it can be difficult for a 5 because if you're only looking at outward appearance and someone is just trying to recharge, it could appear like you don't want to be part of the group, and you feel bad for the 5 that truly needs to just recharge because they're trying to get energy to get back in the game. Yeah. And I honestly, I want to give permissions to the 5. It is more detrimental to your state to not listen to yourself and need to take a break. To me, it's okay for you to take a break and recharge and go back in, because I can understand the pressure that you feel like you just suck it up, buttercup, get back in like you got to be out here and do all the things. Even if it's only 5 minutes, you go out to the driveway, just take a breath and you're out there, just recharge and come back in. Obviously during the holidays, there's things that we just need to do. And we got to do that. But I want to give permission to the 5s that it's okay that you're you. So don't add extra stress and pressure on yourself because you need to recharge.
Yeah, but I would also just throw a little bit of caution out that it's like this isn't also your excuse to not participate and not be present, because a lot of the times your fear in that emotional energy is a fear. And so it's like you actually like you're not ever going to be so depleted you can't move. But like be present, I love the idea of like taking a 5-minute walk, like go recharge in little increments. And maybe you talk to your spouse about like, having those increments already scheduled into the evening to where it's like, you just always know that it's like, you're able to, like, you can look, it's like what is it? The clock, when you're working and you work for 20 minutes and then you get to
you do time blocking.
Yeah, you do time blocking, but it's like you work for 20 minutes and then you get to go take a break for 5 minutes. I love that idea, and I love the giving of permission, because it's like you can look forward to that 5 minutes of going and escaping Aunt Frida from the really awkward conversation, and knowing that it's like you can go recharge for that 5 minutes.
But also taking into consideration that, like you said, some of it is fear of being drained, when really you may not be drained.
Exactly.
But you can get drained.
And you could be missing out on opportunities that actually do fill you because of that fear of being drained. So it's like, you can actually ask. So like some of the tips for like a spouse, ask them to help you protect your energy and creating those rhythms of solitude. It's like that 20 minutes and then the 5-minute break. It's like, clarify the plans early. And I think for the type 5, it's like what they really need is they need to know that it's like there's not going to be any like last minute, like absolute chaos.
Oh, yeah.
Because
can't promise that.
Because especially during the holidays though. It's like
true.
that's hard, but it's like if you can mitigate it as much by making your plans early, clear communication, because remember, we're always going to be talking and bringing it back to communication and expectations. It's like there's those things that can actually really help a type 5 know how much energy they're going to need going into this situation, so that they're not caught off guard. And because if they are caught off guard, it can really deplete their energy source even faster.
And this is where you go back to the grace gift. Yes. That's your greatest gift in this season.
I love it.
Grace, grace, grace.
I love it. So also just remember that it's like for that type 6 or the type 5, it's like we have like a lot of expectations around like the need of constant socializing. So, if you're a spouse, like just remember that it's like they may need those breaks. So if they're stuck in a conversation, go rescue them.
You need that. You need a sign.
Like pick your nose or something.
Yeah. Oh, please don't do that. Okay.
Don't pick your nose.
5s. Here we go. Here's your encouragement. Hear this. Your needs are not a burden. Your presence is a gift. So if you can encourage a 5, encourage them that way. If you are the 5, your needs are not a burden. Your presence is a gift.
I love that. Yeah. And I love that like their presence is a gift. Like we need the type 5s to be like wholly present.
Yep, absolutely.
All right. So now we're moving into the type 6, which is the loyal guardian. And so how they're going to kind of like process and operate during the holidays is they're definitely going to be thinking ahead and anticipating any issues. They're preparing for all the different scenarios and all the different logistics. And really, they're going to really desire and want stability, clear plans, and predictable routines.
Yeah, they will.
And that's going to really help ease their stress and their anxiety, because they're always naturally bent towards anxiety. And so if you can help them to manage the safety and the scheduling and the structure of the season, it's all about mitigating their anxiety and their stress during the holidays, because remember, they have that inner committee. So they have all the different voices like yelling at them like, oh my gosh, like, is the turkey going to be done in time? Like, do I need to do this? And like, oh my gosh, did I get a gift for Aunt Joey or Aunt Joey? Wow. Well, maybe it's Josephine, and that's her nickname.
Yeah, because there's Joey's.
Yeah.
Oh, remember on Dawson's Creek?
Oh, I loved Dawson's Creek.
Joey.
Anyways.
Yeah.
So, but, just helping them to really remember that it's like their inner world is really loud, and they're going to have anxiety going into a lot of social situations, because all of those voices are yelling at them. Am I going to be approved? Am I going to be liked? Am I going to be known? Are they going to ask me a question that I'm not going to know?
Yep.
All of those things.
They would love the agenda up front. so they can really plan on the whole thing.
Yeah, and if you can give them all the questions to all the
answers to the questions,
or all the questions that are going to be asked of them.
Oh yeah, got it.
From all of the extended family members, that they can plan ahead and create the story that they think that like will be satisfactory.
Absolutely. So 6 is, this is going to be your stress sign. So you're going to look around for this, right? Heightened anxiety. We know that about travel, money, time, family dynamics, the whole thing. Just keep the list going. And again, 6, this is a natural bent. So you're going to feel anxiety, but this is just giving you insight into, okay, this is stressful. I'm feeling anxiety, and it helps you make decisions going forward. It informs you of where your emotional state's at. And so then it'll help you kind of balance that out. So another stress would be maybe second guessing decisions or fearing the worst case scenarios. That's definitely a stress sign. That's where you as the 6 will go. Now, if you're a spouse of a 6, how you can support them is provide reassurance and shared responsibility. Be transparent. Surprises elevate anxiety. If you can give, and we know this because we have a 6 daughter, if you can give all the information as much as you can, that is going to mitigate a lot of their anxiety. Not completely eliminate, because that's kind of their world, but it's certainly going to help that. And so that's very important to be transparent. And then really, really, really affirm in them that we're in this together and you don't need to carry it alone. You're not alone. We're here with you. You're not going to be left behind.
Yeah, if you're a spouse of a 6, just always letting them know that we're a team and we got this together is so important for them. So remember to remind them that you're safe, you're supported, and you're not alone in the season. You're not alone. You're not alone.
You are not alone. Heck, I'd like hearing that we're a team.
Jeez, right?
K7s, the enthusiastic optimist. Okay, this is how my wife is going to operate, but you as 7s as well. You're going to operate in the holidays. You're going to want to make everything fun, exciting. This is what I love, is because my 7 wife does all these games for like the kids during Christmas. And you're planning one already. You're planning it already, and it's going to be great. And so,
I have like some really good ideas, because we're not doing gifts this year. We're doing stockings, and then we're just going to play games, and then there's going to be prizes.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited.
Carnival. So as a 7, that's what you're going to want to do. You're going to want to make everything exciting, memorable, because it's really connected to the memories. You want to create experiences, adventures, loving spontaneous traditions, loving that. But you also are going to run away and avoid the heaviness. You're going to run from conflict and any emotional tension. That's a typical 7. That's what you're going to do during the holidays. And so
pretty much
keeping in mind that this is going to be your default kind of will help you go through the holidays better.
Yeah. And so I would also just want to tag on that it's like, especially if you have a 7 that's recently gone through like a big transition or grief or anything like that, like as a spouse, like really encourage them to like lean into like their emotions and their processing their pain, ask them intentional questions and set aside some maybe time of where it's like you're really like checking in on them and asking them like, how are you really doing? Yeah. Because I know that this is a transition season for you. Transitioning during the holidays is really challenging.
Very difficult.
And especially if you've recently lost a loved one. Yep. So some of the holiday stress signs for a type 7 is I never ever have this problem, but for those other type 7s,
well, I can't wait to hear it.
Just kidding.
Okay.
Because this is like so me. I am overcommitted and overspending.
Oh yes, that's accurate. Ding, winner.
Already, like every day, there's like multiple Amazon packages arriving because I'm just like, oh, but this would be like really great.
They'll love this.
And we can also, like in our stress, we can avoid the meaningful emotional moments. Again, like if you're going through that transitional season, like tap in to those and like get rooted. And this is also really good for a type 7 too. Like, again, if you're faith-based, get that devotional, get that thing that locks you into the meanings and the groundedness of this season, because we can be so up here and only looking for like the experiences and the adventure and like the fun that we lose the meaning in the season.
That's good.
And we can also feel really trapped by obligations. The type 7 is notorious for saying yes to things, but then backing out last minute because something else better came along. And it's just true. It's like our famous word is not yes, but it's maybe.
Yep.
And
that's true. That's great.
because it's like we're always wanting to keep things open just in case something really fun comes up.
Because something fun will always trump any obligation.
No, that's 100% true.
Yeah.
And so for the spouses of the type 7, like, this is a great way to support them during the holidays, is allow that space for joy, but anchor them in like that gratitude again, because the gratitude really does anchor us into, just kind of being present in the moment, because we're always like either forward thinking or thinking of the next fun thing. We're not always present in the moment, in the right now.
Thinking about the next fun.
Yeah. And it really encouraged depth. Like, what moment from today meant the most to you? Like, I love that question, because it does actually, it makes you go, okay, so what happened today that was really meaningful? Because again, we're always looking forward. We're quick thinkers. Our brains go really fast.
True that.
So also slow the pace without shutting down their enthusiasm. So, we want to fill the calendars during the holiday season, and sometimes that's not always beneficial. And it's like we need a little bit of more of that white space in our calendars just to kind of settle down and just be present.
No, and that's good. So you 7s, here's the encouragement. You don't have to keep everyone happy. Real joy. Ready? Real joy includes stillness too, and you're getting that. I would say you're getting. I mean, it's not about us, but I mean, you're getting that. 7s can get there.
I would say that the first part of your statement, where it's like, I need to like not focus on everyone else's happiness. It's like, or keeping everyone happy.
Yep.
It's like, that's where I can probably work a little bit more on, because I'm always like very concerned about how everyone else is processing the holidays. And I want them to have the best time ever, because it fills me to have the best time ever. So I want everyone to have a great time.
That's why you're amazing. So 7s, you don't have to keep everyone happy. Real joy includes stillness too.
Okay. I'll try. I'll work on it.
Okay.
All right. So for you type 8s, the protective challenger, how you're going to like really move through the holidays is you're going to be protecting the family fiercely. You're going to be like the advocate, and like your leadership comes super naturally.
Yeah, true.
So you're going to be taking charge of the plans. You're going to be taking charge of the decisions. You're going to be creating all the boundaries. You're going to be like almost like micromanaging the holidays, because what you value most is like honest connection and loyalty. And so you're going to be kind of like, okay, well, like I'm not going to allow that. I'm going to accept this, and we're going to do this because this is meaningful. So it's like you're just going to be like coming in and CEOing the whole holiday situation.
Yeah. So in that, there could be stress signs. So 8s, you have some stress indicators, and some will be feeling controlled or disrespected by family dynamics. That's a big deal. It happens often.
It's your justice too.
Yep. And then you may become more intense, blunt, or tend to be reactive when others don't step up and kind of do their part. And so one way is, as you spouses of an 8, you know this about them, right? And so how you can support them is show appreciation for their leadership and protection. Like, tell them, we appreciate what you're doing. Thank you for protecting me, right? You can communicate openly. No hidden agendas. No, don't hide anything. Just be upfront. This is what it is. You can also gently invite vulnerability for emotional connection. That's hard for an 8, but it is their superpower when they get to that place when they're vulnerable and they have that connection. And so spouses, think about those things because that's the way that you're going to be able to help your 8.
Yeah. And as a spouse, you can be blunt because they can handle your truth.
Yeah, it's true.
So you also don't have to be like strong every moment. Like you're surrounded and you're not alone in this season. So just remember that you don't have to be strong and you're surrounded. You're not alone.
Yeah. And you're still delivering justice even in those moments.
Yeah.
And that's good and that's okay.
Yep.
So we're finishing with the 9. It's the peaceful accommodator. How you're going to be walking through these holidays and operating is you're going to want harmony from everyone. You're going to avoid conflict. You're going to keep the peace. You are likely going to merge with others' wishes just to keep things smooth. You're not wanting to ruffle any feathers. And then you're going to be great at creating comfort and a calm atmosphere, which is a wonderful thing about a 9, especially in a season like this where conflict and difficult environments can be the reality.
Yeah. And the hustle bustle of everything.
Totally.
So some of the holiday stress signs that you could be experiencing if you're a type 9 is that you could be like shutting down easily, definitely disengaging, or just kind of like going along with everything else, even if you don't necessarily want to.
Yeah.
You're also kind of like internalizing tension instead of voicing like your own needs. And so that can be really hard for a type 9. It's like really like the type 9, when they find their voice, that's so valuable and so encouraging because that's like really important to them.
It's a big step.
Yeah. And so if you're also married to a type 9, ways that you can support them during the holidays is ask for their like opinions directly. And the biggest thing is you have to pause.
Wait.
You have to
wait.
yeah, give them time to like answer because they aren't quick thinkers and they're almost anticipating like someone to blow over their needs. So
because they're used to that.
Yeah.
They're used to that.
Exactly. So if you give them time to think and to answer, that's going to be a way that you're going to be showing them support.
Yeah.
And also like encourage like participation in the planning rather than kind of like letting them just kind of disappear into the chaos of the season. Like reminding them and helping them to remember that their voice matters.
Yeah, we want you here. We want we want you to be a part of what we're doing.
Yes. And it's like, you don't need to kind of like, be the wallpaper on the wall in order to participate in the family. Like we care about you. We see you, and your voice matters. Your opinion matters. What you want to do matters also.
Absolutely. And one of the things for a 9, be encouraged in this. You bring peace just by showing up. Your personality is all about that. And so your presence truly matters and is truly needed. So don't not show up. Is that the right way? Don't not show up. Yeah, that is the right way, right? Be there. 9s, we love you. We need your peace because that's just who you are.
Yeah. So really you just kind of remember that it's like during the holidays, as we're kind of like wrapping up all of the 9 different types, like I hope that like everyone like saw a piece of themselves or their spouse in some of the things that we were talking about. And really a way to kind of support your relationship during the holidays and creating those good rhythms is scheduling those weekly check-ins, during the entire month of December. Like, how is your heart? What do you need from me this week? I'm sorry, but that's just a good question.
I'm like, across the board, I'm telling you.
Not even during December, but it's like at all times. What do you need from me this week? Or how did you see me like partner with you in life this week?
Oh, wow.
Those types of questions. Share your expectations early. Again, we're going to keep on saying it in all of our episodes when we're talking about the holidays. Share your expectations early. Yeah. What is the finance budget? Are we traveling this year? What are your family traditions? What traditions are we creating? All of those things are so good to talk about ahead of time.
Totally.
And then also making space.
You can make joy. I mean, we can make joy, especially for 7.
I would challenge that.
Okay.
I think you can make happiness,
Okay.
but you can't make joy. Anyways, but make space.
Oh, I almost want to dig into that a little bit. Here we
That's
go.
another episode.
Okay.
So we're going to like make space for both joy and rest.
Yeah.
So again, creating those white spaces in your calendar.
Yep.
And also like, again, just release the pressure to create that perfect holiday. Like no holiday season is going to be perfect. There's going to be some years that it's going to be better than others. And it's like, just really just cherish the moments, sit in, relax, and just enjoy the holiday season. Don't get caught up in the hoopla.
You honestly don't, because remember, the holidays are better when we honor each other's wiring. That's, I'm going to keep saying, I don't care if that's why we do this, as understanding each other, especially in stressful seasons when you can be supporting in the right way, saying the right things, really leaning into the core desire of your spouse to really, or their core longing is what they need to hear, and encouraging them in that. It's just so important. And then, talk about, maybe when you finish this episode, talk about the type that resonated most. That's the whole thing. What type are you? Maybe you can see yourself in some of these. And so as we kind of come to the conclusion of this kind of holiday season, you may have noticed that there is one thing missing in the holiday season, and we haven't talked about it at all, and it's the in-laws. Now, the in-laws alone are its own episode. And so tune in next week. We're actually talking about the in-laws. So we have a whole episode on that. So you're going to want to listen to that if in-laws are a thing, which for many they are.
If you're married, they're a thing.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's very truthful. It's very truthful. So we just want to send you off with a blessing, just to say that may the season be filled with grace, because it's a gift. Remember, give that grace gift, filled with compassion and the joy of understanding each other just a little bit more deeply. And remember, if you are a faith friend and you're anchored in faith, there's a reason for these holidays. There's a reason why we celebrate this season. It's Jesus. And so we encourage you to celebrate that. I was going to say we love you, which we do, but we encourage you. Happy holidays, and we'll see you next time.
Merry Christmas.